your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Okay, now, God power exercised by loss of belief. He lost his belief in the medicine. So because he lost his belief in the medicine, he thought that he must not really have been cured. And if he wasn't really cured, then he probably still had cancer. So here it goes. We had the physical meaning of the person. Then you have the thought meaning that you have a disease that's no cure possible. And then you have the thought meaning that the medicine you had was no good. You weren't cured. The American Medical Association said it was useless. It had no possibility of curing cancer. So the medicine he took that he believed in, now he found out it was no good. It wasn't real. It wasn't effective. So what happened? He died in 2 days. His cancer came back and he died. Okay? So by his own God power, he created the cancer. Because in his logic, in his meaning, he said, if the medicine was no good, then it couldn't have cured me. Because he didn't understand placebos and all that. So he's thinking, if the medicine is no good, then I must not have been cured. I must still have cancer. And so from the meaning that I still have cancer, that he's thinking he still has cancer, guess what? He's going to create the circumstance that he still has cancer. But now he's got no way to cure it because the only thing he believed in has now been proven ineffective. And so what happens? He dies in 2 days. Here it says in red, the harmful meanings have been activated and are being elicited from the situation. Now he's believing that the medicine was no good. What are the ramifications when you change a meaning like that? Well, you could change a meaning and say, well, the medicine was no good, but guess what? I'm healed, so I'm okay. If he'd have done that, he'd have lived. But he didn't do that. In fact, later on, we're going to see a situation where somebody had a fake surgery, they healed, and then many years later, they were told it was fake, but they didn't relapse. They accepted that they were healed. They didn't revisit that. They didn't go back and say, oh, then I must have arthritis. No. They accepted that they were healed. They went on from there. This guy didn't. If the medicine was no good, I haven't been cured. If I haven't been cured, I'm going to die. And that's what happened. So here, he's thinking the negative thoughts, which we've come to illustrate as a red tuning fork. He's vibrating those thoughts of, I'm not going to make it now. And what happens? All the green tuning forks he was listening before, they're still there. Those options are still there. He could have lived, but he didn't activate those. No, he's activating the red ones. He's eliciting cancer growth, cancer reappearance. He's eliciting death. He's eliciting death now in the same way as before he was eliciting life. He was eliciting good health and life before, and now he's eliciting bad health, cancer, and death. In both cases, he's going to get what he's eliciting. You always do. And he's eliciting based on his meaning. It's not based on the circumstances. The circumstances were the cancer was gone. That was the circumstances. The actual physical properties of the situation, healthy body, no cancer. But what was the meaning of the situation? The meaning of the situation was, I haven't been cured. How could I have been cured if the medicine was no good? Now, if he'd have read this book and understood that he cured himself by another means, by the placebo, by his own meanings, he elicited health from himself, then he could have believed that he was now healthy. He could have accepted that he has defeated cancer, that he is now healthy, because he would have a reason to believe that that was possible. But because he was so logical, there was no basis for him to be well. He had no way to justify that he was healed. Because if the medicine was good, he could justify, he could rationalize being healed. But if the medicine was no good, then he couldn't justify being healed. He couldn't rationalize it. He couldn't believe it. And so he didn't. He believed he had cancer, and he had it again. He created it again. And he died in 2 days. Here it says the green tuning fork vibrations are positive meanings, and they resonate and elicit all the things that will make him better. But guess what? They are quiet. There isn't anything going on for him now that's going to be any good, because he no longer believes, no longer has the meaning that he's going to be well, that he can be well. He no longer has that meaning. And you resonate, you elicit, you create your world from your meanings. If there's no meanings of being well, there's nothing being elicited to be well. His meanings are, I'm going to die, I'm not well, I'm riddled with cancer. So what happens? He becomes riddled with cancer, he's not well, and he dies. He elicits it from his meanings, not from the situation. The situation was no cancer. Now, before, the situation was he was riddled with cancer. But he had the meaning, I'm going to heal. And he justified it. He believed in the drug. He had a reason to have that meaning. See, that's where he was coming from. He had a reason to have that meaning. He had a way to justify having that meaning. Because I've got this miracle cure. Now I know I can be well. And I'm going to be well. And so he was. Now, because he kept paying attention to that study on the drugs, if he had left the country or stopped reading about it or, went on a cruise or whatever and stopped paying attention to what was going on with that drug, he'd still be alive. But he was so preoccupied with it and so worried about it that when he found, it's like the foundation. That drug was the foundation of his health. The minute the drug lost its footing, the minute the drug was no good, then his health was no good because he based his entire recovery on that drug. And if that drug was no good, then he wasn't recovered. Sure enough, he died. Okay. Let's look at this example number 5 here. It says, as before, you have been told that you have a serious life-threatening disease. This is quite a shock to you, and you ask for a sleeping pill to get some needed rest. When you wake up, the nurse tells you that the doctor has some good news for you. Excitedly, you await the doctor. He comes in and tells you that while you were asleep, he had received some very special medicine, and he has already given it to you through your IV while you were still asleep, and that the preliminary results looked very promising. You heal as expected. However, what you didn't know is that the doctor not only didn't have any special medicine, but he didn't even administer anything into your system. So, what happened here? Well, first you had the meaning generated by the chemical and physical properties of the disease. Then you combined that with the meaning of a miracle drug already present in your system and working. And the resulting meaning is that the disease goes away and is cured. Remember, it was not the meaning of the chemical properties of the sugar pill that cured the disease before. It was the meaning assigned by you. So in effect, the actual meaning of the sugar pill, and even the actual physical pill itself, was of no use. It was only useful to convey the meaning that you were taking, quote-unquote, medicine, and the meaning that, quote-unquote, it was now in your system. That was the only use that the actual sugar pill gave you. But in this case, that wasn't even necessary, because you were told that it was already in your system. Therefore, you didn't need to see it, quote, go in, unquote, to believe it. The doctor and nurse, after all, were credible people, and if they said they gave you the medicine, it must have happened.
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, Chapter number 1, Segment number 11. Let your quest for knowing continue.